Boa noite. Sim, eu tô com a mesma camisa dos outros dias. Ah, eu só uso camisa no vídeo, gente. Eu não uso camisa em casa, né? Quem usa camisa em casa é bobo. Bobo. Ok? Did he get fluent in Japanese after 3,000 hours of comprehensible English? Ele ficou fluente depois de 3.000 horas em inglês, input, em japonês.
What's up, grinders?
Welcome back to the channel.
Back to the channel. Okay, so I've been told in no uncertain
Nossa, tá muito baixo, velho.
terms that Evil Deer, you got a bit of too much of a hard-on for Anki. You keep talking about how awesome it is and you're not talking about...
Nossa, é muito melhor assistir vídeo assim, velho. Em vez de ser full screen desse jeito que tá. Porque não força minha visão. Vou usar óculos. Tô nem aí. Pronto.
us, the ALG, the all input crowd,
No,
how
quero
awesome
também.
we are. Guys, I'm doing literally an entire fucking series, okay? Like, I understand. It's like I've got two wives at the moment, okay? And if I give too much attention to one, the other one gets annoyed. And then the third one, which I was totally not even aware about, it's like, where's my attention? I'm like, who are you? How'd you get into the house? Anyway, let's get back to this. So we're going to do a reaction to this video right here. 3,000 hours, well, it's not a video, it's a post. 3,000 hours of comprehensible input in 19 months. So in my 27,000 Mandarin words video, Evil Deer mentioned that someone knows about someone who's learning Japanese from just input to let him know. By the way, the reactions to the 27,000 words one was very interesting. Half the people were like, yeah, I could see how they did that because literally that was their life. They did nothing.
O problema é que isso aí é 1 em 1 milhão, cara. O cara vai aprender japonês só input. Falar. Vai aprender a falar. Só input. O alfabeto não estuda nem nada. Só input. Pô, sei lá, né?
Else, and like mathematically it seems like it would be possible, and the other half are like, bullshit, no way that's possible, this is complete scam, why is anyone even taking this as like a reality? I got 3 and a bit weeks coming up where I'm gonna be just at home chilling. I'm almost now 100% certain I'm gonna do 100 words a day in Anki just to see if this shit's possible, okay? Over 3 weeks if I have nothing else to do. That's what I'm thinking. If you're down for that, you can join my community. See, if you become a member, you'll get all the exclusive about different things. And if you haven't hit the join button, I got recommended before. I don't know. He's a little known guy called Ken Cannon. Honestly, I'm not going to do a video about Ken Cannon. If you guys don't know who he is, he's widely known for engaging in something that may be considered multiple scams and has been in some ways shat on by a previous partner known as Matt vs. Japan. So I don't think taking what he says as gospel truth is actually possible at this point. Anyway, so we're gonna take this random post on the Natural Japanese... What is Natural Japanese? I've never even heard of this website before. What is this? 3,000 hours of comprehensible input. How long is this post? Ah, that's good. It's not too long. We should be able to get this done in about half an hour. Okay, so today I reached 3,000 hours of Japanese immersion. We started on our language journey 19 months ago, September 2024. Now, I read a tiny bit about like one of these other posts, like at some other point, okay? And at first I thought we was just referring to the fact that this person identifies themselves as having multiple personalities. But no, it turns out they're on a language journey, I think also with their girlfriend? I'm not too sure. But if you see we, don't think it's just like, you know, I'm learning Japanese and Jake, he's learning French. I don't know what Scott's doing. Like, it's not that situation, okay? My study focus is everyday communication, listening, and to stay in contact with Japanese friends. I don't really like anime or visual novels. Bro, isn't that what everyone learns Japanese for?
Como que você não gosta de anime e novelas japonesas? Não é possível, meu amigo. Um anime, um desenho japonês é tão legal. Então você aprendeu japonês à toa, tá? A gente aprende japonês pra ver anime sem legenda. Pronto, falei.
Like, come on, learning Japanese for friends? What are you? What are you? Trying to be human and socializing with people? Come on. My
O amigo dele é um Pokémon.
personal study rules. If you don't know me yet, here are my study rules. I only do immersion. No translations, no grammar, no Anki, no textbooks. I don't study pitch accent. Bro, he's...
Mano, olha lá, no textbooks, no Anki. Só imersão. Tá bom. Acredito, sim.
He's all anti.
É, ele não falou que ficou fluente, né? Ele falou que fez 3.000 horas.
He's anti everything. Okay, this sounds like basically ALG at this point. Okay, like Is there anything not ALG in this? Ooh, he didn't say anything about speaking. If he starts speaking, then it's not ALG. Around 2,500 hours, I thought it is time to become a bit more literate, and I wanted to decrease the pain daily of 5.5 hours of immersion caused. Oh god, I need this type of free time.
5 horas e meia todos os dias, hein?
I really do. I'd be the most awesome YouTuber if I just randomly had 5.5 hours free time for each language. I do kind of have 5 hours, but for some reason I decided to go do 2 languages at once. Don't recommend, guys. Don't recommend. And for those who are doing 6 languages at once, bruh. I bow to you, okay? I bow to you. I can't do that. In this...
Eu só recomendo se você fazer isso, velho. Lógico que por pouco tempo, mas eu recomendo você fazer isso quando você não tem serviço, quando você ainda é não é adulto ainda. Tipo assim, tem 15, tem 14, 15, 16 anos. Entendeu? Fazer por pouco tempo, né? Mas, tipo assim, fazer durante não pouco tempo, né? Mas durante 1 ano fazer isso aí. Essa doideira de 5 horas de estudo por dia. Entendeu? Mas depois que você vai pra fase adulta e você trabalha como CLT e tem que fazer aquela rotina de 10 horas diárias de serviço como CLT, não sobra muito tempo pra você. Então, se você ficar 5 horas estudando um idioma, você vai pirar, velho. O tempo que você tiver fora do serviço, você vai estar estudando idioma. Então vai ficar bem puxado.
Study rules, I had a couple of updates since the 2,000 hours milestone. I am allowed to use a monolingual dictionary. I am allowed to add Japanese subtitles to movies. I am allowed to...
Ué, não era pra usar textbook, aí usou dicionário. Já tá roubando um pouco.
to read. I thought that was going to say I am allowed to eat now.
Ah, tá. Ele usou depois de 2.500. Ah, tá. Até 2.500 horas ele não tava fazendo isso. Nossa, então ele é perturbadinho da cabeça, velho. Mas aí ele tava estudando 5 horas por dia, ele devia ver que o progresso dele tava bem bosta. Aí ele adicionou dicionário, permitido usar o dicionário, legendas, que ele tava usando sem legenda, provavelmente, e leitura.
I do not believe that this is a superior way or anything. I just see this as a personal experiment. I like it. I like it.
Também acho. Também acho que não é a maneira efetiva. Só que se você quer fazer um experimento, mano, por que não? O Evil Dia tá fazendo isso. Então o cara fez isso. E eu estou fazendo isso. Até os 300. Na verdade, não tô fazendo isso. Corta esse vídeo. Porque eu não tô usando só isso, entendeu? Eu já usei várias outras maneiras de estudar. Tá. Mas o Evil Dia tá fazendo isso. E esse cara tava fazendo isso só por diversão. Só pra saber. Experimento, né?
I like how you're not coming in here like, bros, this is the cheese. You all must follow my cheese. Study structure, multiple sessions spread over the day. If you compare with my previous study plans, I removed all study sessions where I might not pay full attention, like during a commute. Early morning, NHKE, NHKG, CIJ. So this is comprehensible input Japanese. I know about this one. I'm guessing this is some type of something or other. You guys let me know. Lunchtime, Disney Plus, Netflix, iTalki. Evening, Disney Plus, Netflix. Night sessions, podcast, kanji, light reading. Okay. Recently I started. So early morning, lunch, evening, night. This dude's life is Japanese, but the fact that he's only doing 5.5 hours means that he does have a job. So it is possible if you do it this way. Recently, I started to add light reading sessions of Tadoku readers or CIJ transcripts to learn to read the words which I know. Additionally, we sometimes have crosstalk speaking sessions during the day with an iTalki teacher or language tandem partner. As you can see, I spend around 90% of my time with native content. I stop to watch every CIJ video. That's a comprehensible input Japanese. It's basically dreaming Spanish, but for Japanese people. So dreaming Japanese. Until 2,000 hours, I spent a significant time of immersion doing that, but now this is not necessary anymore. I only watch them if I'm interested in the topic, but yes, I still watch sometimes CIJ. I still enjoy it. I often receive the question how much I focus during immersion. I always try to focus 100% on content I am watching. You can try to 100% focus, but you will never 100% focus. I'm glad he added the word try there, because if he said I 100% focus, I'd be like, bro, this is bullshit. But because like, there's always going to be moments where you're watching and you're like, oh shit, I have no idea what just happened. I just kind of phased out. Let's go back and rewatch. We immerse between 5 to 6 hours per day. On weekends, we can go 7 to 9 hours. Why do I have a job? Like, why do I have a job as a programmer?
Não tem, porque... Tem?
We immerse between 5 to 6 hours per day. On weekends, we can go 7 to 9 hours.
Ah.
Why do I have a job? Like, why do I have a job as a programmer when I could be immersing in Japanese 7 to 9 hours a day? Can someone explain to me the need for a job when you could be doing Japanese for 7 to 9 hours a day on your weekends? God damn it. Could I squish out another 7 to 5 hours a day? I'm sure if I super optimize my day, I could probably find another 7. No, don't do that. 2,334 hours of watching content. CIJ, Netflix, Disney Plus. We don't use YouTube. 97 hours of reading, mostly cold character reading. 570 hours of listening, mostly crosstalk. Those numbers, okay, so if I'm looking at this, they've over doubled the hours I've done in Spanish. Okay, because I'm doing a pure immersion method. They have smashed the crosstalk hours. Like, I am approaching 100 crosstalk hours, I think, at this point. But 570, that is a lot. They must have done a lot of, like, italki to get to that point. And it's crosstalk as well. Wow. That's a hell of an investment. I still don't speak actively. I have small conversations here and there about random topics in Japanese. However, I never really try to think of how I would structure a sentence. It can happen that I speak fluently for 15 minutes or just stay silent. Yeah, see, I'm always curious what people mean by speak fluently, because I could speak fluently for an hour in Chinese, I guess, but like, it doesn't mean it's going to be great fluent. It'll be me speaking. The words will be rolling out. May not be very good, but like, I can do it for an hour. I really hope there's like a speaking example in here so we can kind of gauge this. Because like, if we compare to my Mandarin journey, I've crossed 1,500 hours in Mandarin and they're way ahead. And it seems like I can't tell speaking wise what they're capable of. I have small conversations here and there about random topics. Doesn't really mean much. In comparison, my girlfriend totally spoke 215 hours. Also, she's been speaking and you've just been doing crosstalk. Okay. We have 3 to 4 hours with italki teachers per week, 1 meeting with a Japanese language learning partner in person, 2 to 5 hours. Okay. The early morning block is one of my favorite immersion sessions, and thanks to NHK1, I can stream recently aired TV shows on NHK. I gotta find out what this damn NHK is. NHK, learn Japanese, studying Japanese at your own pace with reliable, practical language learning materials. Okay. So what is it, just content? Content with subtitles? Is it a lingo pie for Japanese? Don't know. Sumo competitions, baseball games, and morning drama. Here's some of my favorites. Okay, so he's listed about a bunch of his favorites. On the NHKG, the selection is a bit worse, so we only immerse with sumo competitions, high school baseball games, or morning dramas. Okay. I've never even considered watching a sumo competition. Maybe I should. Maybe I should do a live reaction to a sumo competition in every language I speak. Just randomly swap between them. Imagine like a fast-paced commentary, but it's just
Deve ser tão legal, não.
random languages. Netflix and Disney Plus. On Netflix and Disney Plus, we usually mix adult and kids movies. Most of it is well understandable, except for maybe the law scenes in Extraordinary Attorney Who. Okay, so if they're watching adult shows in Japanese and they only have problems with the law scenes, they definitely understand Japanese better than I understand Mandarin Chinese. Because I can watch some adult content, but it's still like, I get 80%. And then that 30% is like really, really crucial. So I can't say. When it comes to Spanish, it's actually kind of the same. I'm kind of like the same point, about 80%. So maybe at 1,500 hours, I'll be the same level of Spanish. Maybe their speaking abilities are better than my own. Like, if we're to put this level-wise, but comprehension definitely is. Disney, they've listed out all the shows. Podcasts, I feel for a really long time that podcasts are not really interesting to me. Finally, I understood that I prefer the podcast episodes where people speak with each other. My current favorite ones are the conversation. Yeah, I'm the same. When it comes to podcasts, I don't like listening to just one person rambling. I actually like to listen to a conversation between two people, and usually two people who are diametrically opposed in some way or another. That way it gets more fun. Reading. You might have noticed that I added a reading section. I tried for some time to build up a cold character reading habit. However, it never stuck with me. A few days before I reached this milestone, I decided that I want to read properly. I tried to read a novel in Japanese, but I didn't build up yet the mileage to read fluently, so I plan to go first through the Tadoku levels and then try again. I will share an update, hopefully at 500 to 1,000 hours. So reading, it looks like if this is the case, but he's talking character reading, okay? Light reading kanji. Kanji's, so has he just been reading previously just using hiragana and katakana, and now he's just gone full kanji with like hiragana and katakana? Because I know you can read with like, I forget what they call it. It's like I can't remember, like furigama.
Furagama.
Food.
Furigama, sei lá.
Like it's something.
Mal
It's
sei o que ele tá falando.
like Fugama or some shit. I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comment section. So maybe they've just been.
Se não me engano, Fugama é quando... Furagama, sei lá. É quando tá escrito o jeito que tá escrito mesmo. Não... Porque tem o kanji, tem o hiragana, katakana e tem esse fukana,
reading
fujina.
Japanese and
Não
just
lembro.
avoiding the kanji up until this point. How does Japanese feel for me now? Japanese feels very light for me, very rhythmical on every word. I am often really surprised how little information the written language gives about the song which every word plays. Okay, I don't have to think to understand Japanese. Yeah, see, I don't have to think to understand Chinese either, or Spanish. I either understand it or I just don't. It's not like I'm sitting there and I'm playing it back through my head trying. Like occasionally, every now and then I'll hear something and then I'll be like, that was a bit fast. I'm pretty sure if I listen for a second time, I'll get it. And then when I listen the second time, I do get it. But that's the same with Spanish and Chinese. See, this is the crazy thing. People talk about the difference between like a full input approach and a full study/input approach as being like fundamentally two different things. I'm finding that the more I progress with both, the more they just collide to be the exact same outcome. Like the feeling is the same. I spoke about this in a vlog, and then someone asked me about this in the comment section recently. For Spanish, how I feel is that it's like everything's in and out of focus. Either things are sharply in the focus and I fully understand, or things are kind of blurry. And I think it feels kind of blurry because Spanish sounds like a language that I should understand just instinctively because it's similar to Esperanto, it's similar to English in a lot of ways. So it sounds kind of recognizable, even though it's not, like you haven't learned those words yet. But Chinese is just like you understand or you don't understand. There's no in between realistically. Very, very rarely. And that's, I think, because it sounds like a completely different language, okay? So you
Na verdade, não é tão bom assim não, porque o bom do espanhol na vivência dele que algumas partes do Esperanto e algumas palavras do inglês até parecem algumas do espanhol. Então ele consegue usar uma vivência daqui para isso aqui. No chinês não. Não tem similaridade com nenhum idioma assim do lado daqui. Tá ligado? Deve ter similaridade um pouco com o japonês, um pouco com o coreano, sei lá. Deve ter alguma coisa assim, mas não com essa parte aqui ocidental.
literally have to learn every little individual thing. There's barely any guessing that can happen. Often my brain creates random answer sentences when I listen to a Japanese conversation. I still have troubles to associate the right days of the week. This is still true. It feels absurd. This is interesting. Chinese month names are so logical that they are sometimes difficult to translate. Okay? Because in English, we've got like these, just random names of fucking gods for like months, okay? Or emperors or whatever. And then in Chinese, it's just like month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. And then you'll be like month 7. And you'll go to translate to English and be like, what the fuck? Who's the goddamn god for month 7? Like, you just forget, like, sometimes. I can understand science videos made for high school environment. I feel when pronunciation is incorrect. Okay, so they can detect it. I can do the same with Chinese and Spanish at this point. Like, I can say a word in Chinese and be like, yeah, that sounds wrong. I can understand
Esse negócio de
weird
I feel a pronunciation is incorrect. É porque você ouviu tantas vezes que, pelo menos ele no caso, ele ouviu tantas vezes uma coisa que ele entende que tá errado. Mas o bom é ele saber onde tá errando mesmo. Então ele já tá melhor ainda.
voices in movies. I often can guess the meaning of unknown words thanks to onyomi. Counters start to feel natural for me. Counter words, because we got counter words in Chinese as well. Counter words, it's interesting. Like the go-to was obviously ge in Chinese. You don't know a counter, you just go ge. And even if you do and you're a native, sometimes they still just go ge, okay, for a counter word. But there are certain words where I always instinctively use the correct counter word. And then there's other ones where I always just refer to ge, even though I know the correct counter word. I don't know why that happens, but I have noticed with time, I've actually getting more dynamic with my counter words. Like sometimes I'll say, 一款游戏, which will mean like one product of a game, that's the counter word, okay. But like in general conversation, you just say 一个游戏, which means a game, and that's what natives will do as well. But like when it gets a tiny bit more formal, they'll say 一款游戏. And I've kind of started doing that. I've noticed myself, like when I start talking about a game in a more formal context, I'll start swapping over to that. So it is interesting. Even though I don't have a lot of reading experience, I hear the words like in movies when I read it. My girlfriend feels like Japanese friend when she chats with her italki teacher. She does not feel like a foreigner anymore. This is interesting. But if you and your partner learning Japanese at the same time, and she's taking a slightly different route from what I can tell. Watch Disney Plus, have a full conversations about God, the world, every day for 5+ hours. That's their goals, okay? That's some good goals. I would love to read more. Let's see if I can motivate myself to walk down this route. We probably will stay within 5 to 6 hour range per day until we feel fully fluent. We want to establish 3 to 4 full Japanese days once I start to speak. During those days, everything would be done in Japanese. Also, when we speak, we speak with each other. I don't plan to force my speaking skills. I want to see at least for 1,000 to 1,500 more hours if it is true that the language will just emerge as ALG people usually claim. It is an ALGer. I knew it. I can detect you guys anywhere.
Tava óbvio, né, pô?
Okay, but who knows? Maybe I just don't care at a certain point and just kickstart my speaking skills like we did with my girlfriend, 20 hours of iTalking. Okay, so if that's where they're at with this point, I'm kind of curious to see where they were at 1,500 hours. I want to see their comprehension because Japanese, Chinese, similar level of difficulty in languages. Maybe their comprehension will be better than mine. That's the thing I care about. Obviously, I can't compare speaking because they haven't been speaking. So 1,500 hours, they were in the beginner intermediate range, and now at 2,000 hours, they're at the advanced range. You know, I'm pretty sure with Chinese, I will be around the 1,800 hours. I'll be watching native content quite comfortably. For example, there is a YouTuber called Chocolate Chinese Gaming. When I first started watching him, he does CI videos for gaming in Chinese, okay? However, he speaks at what I would say is a much higher level than most other CI YouTube channels, except for Dashul Mandarin Chinese, okay? When I started...
Mano, eu sou uma pessoa que me cobra muito, tá? Pode não parecer, mas eu sou. E, igual, o cara estuda 5 horas por dia. Eu não sei como que é a situação dele, 5 horas e meia, né? Não sei como é a situação dele de vida, se ele trabalha e tal, mas... Pô, eu estudo segunda língua, que é o idioma inglês, né? Eu faço pós-graduação. Acabei de me formar. Tô lendo livros agora. E além da pós, eu faço programação, né? Tô meio parado um pouco, mas tô quase voltando. É tanta coisa pra eu fazer no dia que se eu não faço uma delas, eu faço todas, menos uma, eu me sinto um lixo. Eu me cobro muito. É erro. Eu sei que é errado, mas beleza. Esse cara, se ele gasta quase 5 horas e meia em uma tarefa, que seria o idioma inglês, o japonês, eu fico pensando, pô, ele não tem mais nada, porque eu sou uma pessoa assim, que eu começo um monte de coisa ao mesmo tempo e tento administrar. Sei lá, é estranho. É estranho eu ficar vendo isso aí. Eu acho que a pessoa é doida.
Watching him, it was a bit of a struggle. There was a lot of words I did not know. But
Muito
the
difícil.
more I've watched, and then obviously I've learned via LingoPie, and I've also learned words from him, and I've done gaming with him, he's now quite comfortable. So within about a month and a bit, I've gone from struggling with him to quite comfortable. And I feel like he is just one more level below native level content. So by 1,800 hours, I think I should be approaching the level of understanding native level content. Let's clip that shit. 1,800 hours of Chinese. Let's see if I'm watching native level content, okay? Yeah, so I would say they're pretty much based on the Disney and Netflix. Okay, this is hard to compare because there's not much good Chinese stuff on Disney and Netflix that I actually enjoy watching. And this is their study time, not their comprehension of that stuff. The method works really well. I think that I finally went through the Valley of Despair. I discovered every day new useful content outside of the comprehensible input Japanese. They're talking about the Valley of Despair here. I feel like I'm actually in that valley right now for Spanish. I feel like I'm in the Valley of Despair. But that's because I started speaking. That's what actually made it more like despair for me. It's because like my speaking is just so shit. But comprehension-wise, I think by 1,500 hours, I will definitely be watching native level content without any issues. And there, with Japanese just starting to get into it by the looks. It is interesting. It is interesting, but they've done a shit ton more crosstalk. I feel like if you're gonna do ALG, like you seriously want to do the ALG method, focus the majority of your effort on doing crosstalk. It's gonna be fucking costly, unless you can find people who are willing to do it for free. But I feel like you would actually make better progress if you did it crosstalk as opposed to like just watching content on a platform like Dreaming Spanish or something. I've spoken about that quite a bit recently. Obviously, at the beginning of my series, I was quite against crosstalk, but I feel like to make ALG work in an efficient manner, like in a semi-efficient manner, you actually need to do a shite ton of crosstalk, more so than you would need to do as like a manual learner. For Chinese, when it comes to lessons, I've done more probably as of recently in Chinese, but my Spanish is a similar level in the amount I've done. Then again, I've done 1,000.
Provavelmente tá ao mesmo level, mesmo nível o espanhol dele com o japonês do cara lá.
Plus hours in Spanish, I think. I can't remember. It's probably equal amount if you freaking balance it out. This is interesting. Post the bad. So CIG is fantastic learning platform for complete beginner to lower intermediate range. However, I see that we miss content which prepares us for upper intermediate content. We have the same problem in the Chinese community, okay? There's lots of good Chinese beginner and intermediate content, but there's a lacking right at that range that takes you into the more native level, which makes the problem worse is that those topics are only treated in a high intermediate to advanced category, so we are not prepared for the beginner style whiteboard videos for this high difficulty level. The ugly, I'm currently experiencing my 5th almost burnout. It's crazy. See, you can burn out even with this method when you're doing that amount of hours.
Igual, isso aí. Se eu sou uma pessoa... Eu sou uma pessoa, né? Mas eu me conheço bem. Se eu pego... Sabe por que eu tô com algum tempo sem mexer no Java? Programar e tal? Porque eu já programei demais. Pode parecer presunçoso o que eu tô falando, mas eu já peguei para programar várias horas durante muito tempo seguido. E aí eu sou uma pessoa que tem esse problema. Tem gente que não tem, né? Mas eu sou uma pessoa que quando eu fico forçando uma coisa muito tempo, uma coisa que me desgasta, quando eu paro, mano, eu paro e é muito difícil eu voltar. Mas se for igual programação, eu vou voltar. Igual inglês. Eu tô todo dia aqui, tô me forçando, todo dia me forçando. Se eu faltar um dia aqui no vídeo, até os 365 dias, se eu faltar um dia, eu sei que eu não vou postar mais. Porque eu sou uma pessoa assim, cara. Eu sou uma pessoa que tem que fazer todo dia. Eu me cobro muito. Se um dia não deu, acabou. Não preciso fazer mais, porque já estragou o restante, tá ligado? Porque existe pessoa que faz isso aqui. Ah, não deu certo hoje? Pô, amanhã vai dar e eu continuo fazendo. Não, pra mim, ó, tô fazendo, não deu certo hoje, mano, acabou. Nunca mais vou fazer. É coisa de doido isso aí, tá? Deixa eu mudar a câmera.
Totally believe it. This time I feel a strong multi-day tiredness, nausea, restfulness. What the fuck? I've never had that. Okay, with any method.
Eu não sei o que é restlessness. Náusea eu sei que é. Cansaço.
Fortunately, by now I know the drill and I understand that I have to improve my relaxation and recover to overcome this pre-burnout. My sleep quality is still okay, so I am not too worried. Bro, you're cooking yourself. You're cooking yourself.
Não, e a qualidade de sono dele tá boa.
However,
o problema dele é quando ele tá acordado.
This is the first time that my girlfriend goes through a pre-burnout as well. Maybe because she's diverged earlier on. Anyway, as you can see, it looks like at 2,000 hours.
Acabou. Foi legal ver o relato desse maluco aqui. O maluco!